It's been a while since I've had an eBay random baseball card opening video, but with my team, the Rangers, winning the World Series this year, I've taken another look, and I found what looks to be well, at least there's going to be a lot of cards here. As you can see, this is a full medium flat rate box, and I got this for $30. Or in other words, I could have gone to Walmart and bought a holiday box of Topps 23 holiday and paid more than what I paid for this. It was $17 for shipping because that's the flat rate price of this, and then $13 for all the contents on here. So I'm $30 into this box. And the seller gave us nothing to go on other than this is Dad's old cards. And so I'm expecting this to be a lot of commons, but I also looked at other baseball cards this seller had, and he listed it as this is Dad's old cards. It's clearance. We just want to move them. And so he did have a lot where he sold a bunch of Griffies and a couple of other superstars. So I'm not expecting anything great, but I'm probably going to have more fun with this than a Topps Holiday box, which is one of my favorite products. And so I'm going to cut this open, and then we're going to take a look on the inside. All right, I've cut my address off the package, and let's just get the last bit open. I'm hoping it's not a lot of, let's say, junk wax era, but just based on the packaging here, we've got a couple of, 2003 and 2005 uh, blaster boxes. Well, this box was for a 2005 baseball cards with a bonus one Sports Clicks game figurine included. So this one was 2003, and so that's just a way of packaging the cards. And so, of course, I do see some junk wax in this first handful I'm picking up, and early 90s, but some stuff that we haven't seen in a while. Go back a moment. We've got Nolan Ryan's son, Ben Grieve, C.J. Nitkowski. Well, this is a design I haven't seen in a while. Then we're getting to some upper decks from that year. Eric Davis from the 90 Reds. So far, it doesn't seem like we're going to get any stars out of this, but Vinny Castilla, Hal Morris. So hopefully it's not all going to be from this era, but we'll take a look. Eric Karros, rookie. Stadium Club. Tino, what do we have here? Is this some Stadium Clubs that were in here backwards? So let's flip it around, and these are backwards too. So I think these are some, let me zoom in a little bit. These are some, what I think are late 90s. Yeah, that's a 99 Stadium Club. Wally Joyner, Ray Langford, Kevin Millwood. Jorge Posada, Todd Walker, Phil Nevin. Randy Velarde, Kevin Brown. All right, well, that's the kind of start we're off to. Let's see if it gets better. Next handful, we have something a little bit newer. Scott Stahoviak. More, I think these were like 94 Stadium Clubs. Devon White. Rookies. Pinnacle. Michael Tucker. Ismael Valdez. Robert Einhorn, Todd Hollandsworth, James Baldwin, and go to the next stack here, and I see that we've got a couple of boxes down in there. So what's the year on this UD choice? It's going to be 99. Tim Salmon, so a bunch of Angels. The seller, here's a Chipper Jones. They've got a Hall of Famer here. The seller said that he's based out of the Los Angeles area, so we're probably going to see a lot of Angels Dodgers. Paul Merrow, Jason Varitek, Kerry Wood, Mark Grace, Kenny Lofton, Larry Walker, Mark Grudzielanek, Brad Radke, Brad Fulmer, John Olerud, there's a Derek Jeter, Bernie Williams, David Wells, Tino Martinez. All these players who are now managers, A.J. Hinch. Ray Langford, Wally Joyner, Greg Vaughn, Kevin Brown, Jay Buhner, Edgar Martinez, Will Clark, Carlos Delgado, Members' Choice, Eric Karros and Travis Fryman. Safe to say this guy liked rookies. Geronimo Baroa, the 89 score. Todd, which hand is he? Froworth. Wow, these really stuck together. And let's see, Bill Pulsifer. What's the year on these? I'm thinking 96. No, 94 on these Topps cards here. All right, I'm eager to get into what's actually inside the boxes, but there's some junk wax coming up. Actually, we've got some 88 Leafs, so the Canadian version of these. Kevin Elster, Sean Abner, no more Kevin Elster. Would that have been a bit, well, okay, that one's Donruss, but would that have been a big card at the time? Al Leiter. Flip some of these around. More draft picks that didn't turn into anything. Wayne Gomes. John Wasden, Jay Powell. All right, let's get one more handful, and then we'll start working in what's in some of these boxes. A few of these cards kind of slipped down in the cracks down there. So we've got more Stadium Club near, and this one's going to be 2,000 Stadium Clubs. So Greg Vaughn, Todd Walker, Omar Vizquel, Hideki Irabu, JT Snow, Ugi Urbina, Terry Steinbeck, and another year of Stadium Clubs. These are also appear to be 2,000. Derek Bell, Juan Encarnacion, Ray Ordonez, Matt Stairs, and then some more of those. All right, so let's go and see what's in one of these boxes here. Who remembers when blasters were $10? That's just by itself is a blast from the past right there. Got Barry Bonds on the back. So there anything that isn't taped down on here? So close to getting it open. We've got a Ted Williams brand cards. Remember those? On the front. We've got some minor leaguers coming up too. So who's that? Andrew Echebarren. Okay, so more 90s minor leaguers and prospects. Scott Stahoviak, Steve Karsay, Matt Walbeck, Dustin Hermanson, John Mabry, J.R. Phillips, Dustin Hermanson, Todd Green. This guy, I liked his rookies. Chan-Ho Park, not a rookie. Yeah, he is a rookie there. Darren Dreifert, Rick Helling, get this little pile standing up right here. Minor leaguers, Alan Bennis, I don't think there's going to be a Jeter in here, so because Jeter was one of the other listings that I saw that he had previously sold. But some of these star cards, Rick Morris, Bert Ekamindia, Troy O'Leary, Oreste Marrero. Then we've got some Upper Deck Vintage. I'm thinking this was about 2001-04. So Kaz Sasaki, Kelvin Escobar, Kevin Minch, John Olerud, Jose Lima, Doug Mientkiewicz, Rich Aurelia. We have Bowman Heritage of 2003. And then Jay Bell, that is Bowman Heritage of 2001. So Eric Chavez, Troy Percival, Bobby Higginson, and Tony Clark. Another big handful here. Reggie Sanders, Johnny Vanderwall, Carl Crawford. Okay, these are going to be the heritage from Topps Heritage of, what's the year on that one? Let me zoom in with my eyes. 2003. So Jamie Moyer, Hideo Nomo, Eddie Guardado, Jeremy Giambi, Travis Fryman, Jay Buhner, Boomer David Wells, Moises Alou, Eric Gagne, Bobby Cox, Paul Konerko, Omar Vizquel, Juan Pierre, Mike Cameron. So kind of what I was hoping for was some of these cards that were about 20 years old, or not so much the 90s stuff, but like early 2000 things where I don't have as much. Milton Bradley, Ryan Dempster, Chris Benson, AJ Burnett, Mark Mulder, Greg Fulton. Of course, everyone here is pretty much a common, but it is kind of neat to have the trip down memory lane. Alex Cora. Rob Nen. Lou Ford. Steve Finley. Jeff Conine. Jimmy Rollins. Carlos Lee. And one of these Topps Heritage. That year is 2004 on this design. Rodney Choi Fu, don't remember him. Corey Koski, Todd Hollinsworth. Carl Crawford, Mark Burley. Shannon Stewart, Julio Lugo. Adrian Beltre, that's one of my guys, so glad to get that. John Lackey, Mark Burley, Brad Penny. Troy Percival. We've got a couple older cards coming up. Rich Aurelia, Tim Wakefield, Aaron Harang. Another Adrian Beltre, that's good for me. All right, so Tony Conigliaro. We have here Bob Watson. Here's the stack of the older cards. So this, what do we have now? Kevin Bell, Juan Beniquez, Daryl Porter, Butch Hobson. That's one of these 51 reprints. Bob Oldus, Buddy Bell, Ranger fan favorite. Got a Craig Biggio doubleheader. Candyman, John Candelaria, Larry Gura, Tony Armas All-Star. What's the year on that? That's a 85. John Wathan, record breaker. Tony Pena, Bobby Morgan, Carl Erskine, Derek Lee, Dave Parker, Tito Fuentes, Alan Foster, Mike Anderson. Well, nice little run of some vintage stuff. Jason Varitek, Edgar Renneria, Randy Wolf, Brandon Larson, Omar Vizquel. And there's some more vintage. Maybe not too many more, but we'll see. Dave Rosello, Glenn Borgman, Stan Wall, Fred Norman, Dyer Miller, Pat Zachary, Tim Foley, Dave Concepcion. That's a Derek Lee. And then we've got an 88 World Series with Canseco Stewart, Kirk Gibson, Oral Hershiser. 1, 2, 3 of those. Fred Lynn. Keith Hernandez. Rick Sutcliffe. And now we're talking. There's Tino. Bartolo Colon. Richard Hidalgo. Torrey Hunter. Reggie Sanders. Troy Percival. Kevin Millwood. David Wells. All right, I'm going to pause for a moment while we get to the next box. So here's how this box was labeled. 96 SP, Gold Reserve, First Pitch, MVP, 90 and 95. So some of those could be fairly good. Have a Todd Zeal Classic and then some 90 Upper Deck here. Go through those pretty quick. And all commons in there. We've got some more, looks like Team Stadium Club maybe coming up. All Rangers, I'd be happy about that, except I already have this complete set. Julio Franco, Dean Palmer, and I bought this back in the day, too. It's still neat to find something like that. A couple more classic cards. We've got a George Bell, Jesse Barfield. Then what are these? So this is an Upper Deck. Is this SP? 2000. I guess it's just 2000 Upper Deck on here, but we've got Gold Reserve. Does that mean anything that the Gold Reserve is on it? More David Wells. Ooh, these are harder to read. Tony Batista, JT Snow, Hideki Irabu, Jose Offerman, Kevin Elster, Freddie Garcia. Then we got some 2000 Topps. Rico Brogna, Mike Lowell, Brian Jordan, Mike Jackson, Roy Halladay, Denny Nagel, Steve Woodard. These, I think these are about 96 score, 98 score. Ben McDonald, Jay Buhner, Todd Stottlemyre. Then this is 98 score still. Tony Womack, Ron Coomer, BJ Surhoff, Brett Tomko, Dante Bichette, Chris Benson, Warren Morris, Dimitri Young. So we've got some of these small number of tiny cards. Double header. I don't remember these. 2003 Fleer. Freddie Garcia, Jimmy Rollins, Gabe Kapler, Ben Howard, Jeff Supan, Sidney Ponson. Then a Mark Langston and a Jimmy Key. And then I see some more classics in here. So Upper Deck First Pitch, which I think, if I remember, is kind of like the Topps opening day. So it's kind of like the discount version. Those are from 03 for Eric Chavez, Kip Wells, Marcus Giles, AJ Hinch, Brian Jordan, Mark Burley, Tim Hudson, Isringhausen, Toma Oka, Jared Washburn, Trevor Hoffman, Knobloch, Melvin Moore, David Eckstein. And then here are some SPs. That is going to be 96 SP. Ismael Valdez, Nomo, Radke, Knobloch, Mike Lansing, Moises Alou, Bernard Gilkey, John Wetland. Oh, we've got ourselves a Sport Flick, Savelis Burks. Then we've got Delino to Shields, Ruben Sierra, Tom Gordon, Bobby Bonilla, Willie Randolph. Then let's see, Derek Bell, Mike Hampton, Aaron Seeley, Rico Brogna, Maglio Ordonez, and Doug Glanville. Jose Offerman, John Olerud, Julio Franco, Dwight Smith, Greg Vaughn. Oh, this corner got damaged. Ozzie Guillen. More Sport Flicks with Eric Karros. Jorge Posada, Jeremy Burnitz, Ismael Valdez, Todd Zeal, Royce Clayton, Brett Butler, Jeff Facero, Paul O'Neill, Ray Durham. And then more of these SP cards. Bip Roberts, Dean Palmer, Juan Guzman, Buhner, Tettleton. The green St. Patrick's Day uniform. Hideo Nomo checklist. Park, Harold Baines, Steve Finley, William Van Landingham, Doug Drabek, Wally Joyner, Ken Caminiti. Thought there were two players there, but that's kind of a double exposure card. Ron Gant, Ray Langford, Alan and Andy Bennis, JT Snow, Greg Jeffries. Jim Abbott batting. Randy Myers, Benito Santiago, Mickey Morandini, Scott Brocious, Dykstra, Zeal, Rick Aguilera, Terry Steinbach. More gold reserves here. Ruben Rivera, Phil Nevin. Probably the best baseball card video I ever got was one that said Dad's Old Cards, and the people who listed it photographed the wrong thing and didn't show any of the good stuff in it. And so I got it for the opening bid because they showed off some oddball cards from the 80s on it, which I thought were kind of neat. And then at the end, there were lots of 60s and 70s cards in the lot as well. I think there was a Joe Torre rookie card in there and some couple other vintage 60s cards that were made it for a very good lot. So that might be the way to go if you're looking for some good stuff there. We've got Reggie Sanders, Orlando Hernandez. Remember the cartoons? Who is this supposed to be? Fred McGriff, maybe? That is the Baseball Inquirer, so it doesn't say who that's going to be, but we've got an OPC 93 of Eric Karros, and then another Eric Karros of, that metal? Flair metal? That is, Topps Embossed. Hadn't thought about that set in a long time. And then one more handful. Oh, the card on the bottom is getting stuck. I've had Derek Lee in a opening day 2002. Got 05 Donruss. More Derek Lee. Tim Wakefield. Recently passed away from cancer. Chase Utley. Grady Sizemore. Beltran. Schilling. Santana. Chuck Finley. Jason Schmidt. Chad Curtis. Charles Johnson. Ellis Burke. Cecil Fielder. Jack McDowell, another photo of an AL pitcher batting. All the rage back then, I'm sure. Vinny Castilla. Brett Boone is a red. Bobby Bonilla. Tony Phillips. Kevin Apier. Gabe Kapler. John Halama. Orlando Palmeiro. All right, let's check these boxes down here. This is a kind of a Frankenstein box here that had a Ranger sticker on it, but listed as Rookies, Topps, and Bowman Chrome. This has a lot of tape on it. Oh, but might be able to get into it. Thought I was going to be able to get to it. Maybe. Maybe not. All right, I had to cut some tape open on that one. Now let's see what we've got in here. Looks like some more stadium clubs. Early 90s Stadium Club. Jay Bell, DeShields, Royce Clayton. Vinny Castilla. Another Jay Buhner. Kelly Stinnett, Jose Lima. Eddie Taubensee. Turner Ward. More. Sean Jeter. Len Dykstra. Let's see. Mickey Morandini. Ron Gant. Al Leiter. Tom Candiotti. Omar Dahl. Mike Lieberthal. Yep, no rookies out of that. So we've got a 400 count box in here. Always nice to have some more of these. This one's labeled as Price Out Dodgers Stars. So let's see if this is still Dodgers or if it's something else. Packed in here pretty tight. No, not Dodgers, but it's more stadium clubs. Carl Everett, Carlos Beltran, Tony Fernandez, Miguel Cano, Jorge Posada, Edgar Renteria, Steve Finley, and then in the next handful, Roger Cedeno, Alan Ashby, Todd Walker, Rusty Greer, Gabe Kapler, Troy Percival. First we've seen of that year, which is 97 Stadium Club. Sid Fernandez, Walt Weiss, Jose Mesa, Jose Offerman, Randy Myers, Ron Karkovice, Gerald Williams, Scott Erickson, Tino, JT Snow, yeah, this box is all Stadium Club. Tom Cadiotti, Marquise Grissom, you like that. Another John Olerud, Kotsay Bunning, F.P. Santangelo, Tony Clark, Travis Fryman, Rod Beck, Brett Tomko, Bill Miller, Dimitri Young, Matt Lawton. We're going to speed up a little bit, see if there's anything else of noteworthy in this box. And the rest of that box was more of the same, but we've got one probably 600 count box left. No, an 800 count box. So let's get the shipping box out of the way. And is this one labeled? It has another Ranger sticker on it. Must be another Frankenstein box because they cut off the edge of that one also. And I guess Ranger stickers make for good in pieces. This box lost its structural integrity when I pulled it open like that, but let's get a sampling of what's in here, and they don't want to come out. So, got some Bowman Heritage, Joel Pinheiro, that's a thick card. A lot of Bowmans coming up here. So, Aaron Mayette. Trying to read these upside down. Who's this Red Sox Bowman? Tony Blanco, Esteban Herman, Jeremy Bonderman, of course, when you go through these old Bowman like this, you're going to find a lot of more miss with the hit and miss on some names like that. So let me just speed through these, and I finally got the beginning of that one out. So let's kind of interesting design. Is that the hole in the wall? Check the numbers, Felix Sanchez. Don't remember the person. That's kind of a neat insert card. And here, and a couple of chromes. Jorge Piedra, Bernie Castro, Brandon Florence, Sean Smith. So I don't remember any of them. So we've got a lot more What is... I vaguely remember these. What was this set? 2000 Bowman? Kind of, that's supposed to look like an old television. Jesus Colome. Was this the regular set? Nick Green? Or a subset of some kind? Eric Crozier Chrome. Aaron Miles. Small little handful here. Brandon Bowe, Greg Aquino, Brian Wright, Matthew Peterson, Dustin McGowan, Jeff Clark, Brandon Phillips. Only a couple of names I recognize out of all that, so I'm going to save us the trouble of Yunel Escobar. I'm going to save the trouble of going through all these Team USA. JP House, that is a neat set. 2005. Well, I think I'm going to end it right there. All right, thanks for watching.